Want to hear something good?
Want to hear something good?
That's good. I gotta tell you about this good thing. Did you hear about that program? It's good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
What's good?
What's good?
Did you hear what's good?
What's good, Goodwill?
What's good, Goodwill?
What's good,
Goodwill?
Well, howdy, folks, and welcome back to What's Good, Goodwill, your monthly dose of all things Goodwill. My name is Hope, and with me today is the lovely Michelle.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
We hope that our... howdy, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
We hope that our voices today are able to bring you joy and peace like a cozy family breakfast on Christmas morning.
Wow. Oh.
Hooray!
I don't know if I would have went with that one.
No?
Hope is in charge of the soundboard today.
I'm not sure what else I would go with. This is fun for me.
I was supposed to say it was warm Christmas morning. Oh, hooray!
Maybe it's...
We're in May, so I'm like springful bird chirpings. Okay, if you... Oh, there we go.
Maybe
warm
that's a bit more.
Christmas morning.
Yeah.
If you're like the bird that lives outside my house, it goes ka-ha-ha, ka-ha-ha.
Every day, every
That's-
morning?
Yeah, every morning. That's the sound of spring in my house is the ka-ha-ha bird.
Oh, I love it. Well, let's dive in, speaking of May, because May is indeed a big month for us here at Goodwill, and we have a lot to talk about.
Other than birds.
Other than birds.
Other
but
than
I could
birds.
sit here and talk about birds all day long if you wanted to. I do love birds. So, anyways, from Goodwill Week to your mental health to honoring our military community and even lacing up our running shoes for Bloomsday. So, whether you're tuning in during your morning commute, your afternoon commute, you're on your lunch break, while you're out on a walk, or if you're like me, maybe you're listening at your desk while you're working, thanks for listening.
Just kidding, boss. She's not listening. There's no headphones.
Sometimes I put my AirPod in while I'm working to listen to our episode for last month because I want to know, how did Michelle edit it this month? I want to know what you pieced together.
Nice recovery. Nice recovery.
I mean, yeah, I still work while I'm listening. It's just like listening to music. I'm just like, listening to Michelle and I talk last month.
You know what I'm excited to listen to? Goodwill Week. Every year during the first full week of May, Goodwill Industries across the country celebrate the power of our work and the incredible achievements of our team members, participants, and communities. Here at Goodwill Industries of the Inland Northwest, it's more than just thrift stores. We provide job training and education. We house veterans who are homeless or close to becoming homeless, payee services to pay people who need help paying their bills and managing their funds, and many different types of supportive services through our HEN and FCS programs.
Later in this episode, we will highlight a success story from our community through one of these programs. Our success stories are a reminder that when you shop or donate at Goodwill, you are investing in real-life change for real people in need. How can you get involved and make the most of Goodwill Week? Well, here are some ideas for you.
I'm excited.
Write this down. Write this down.
Where's the pen? Where's the pen?
Donate your gently used items, of course. Shop in our stores.
Ooh, of course.
Spread the word on social media. You could go shop in the store and you could buy some cute new springy summery outfit and take a little OOTD photo and post it and tag Goodwill INW and spread the word about shopping at Goodwill.
Tag us. We're on TikTok.
We are on TikTok.
Did I say TikTok or TikTok?
You said Tiki-Talk at first, I guess.
Tiki-Talk.
So.
For you kids out there, that's TikTok.
Back in my day.
Back in my day. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
And one last thing, you could tell someone, thanks, it's from Goodwill, when they compliment something that you might be wearing or something that you have in your house that you actually found in one of our thrift stores.
I love doing that so much. Like, they don't even ask where I got it from, and I have to tell them.
Thanks, it's from Goodwill.
Thanks, it's from Goodwill.
This shirt that I'm wearing today, thanks, it's from Goodwill.
It's cute. I love
It
your
is.
top.
I got it on Friday after work.
Digging the stripes.
Yeah, I dig nautical looking. That's why I like Old Navy so much. Shout out Old Navy.
What's your Navy? Old Navy.
Old Navy.
She's in the services. Talking about military
I'm in the Old
operation.
Navy
She's in the
services.
Old Navy.
We'll talk about that later.
this week, we're also recognizing participants and community members who have either come a long way in their journey with Goodwill or they've come alongside us in our mission. We had a number of participant awards, including the Independence Awards. These awards recognize achievements in our program participants, big or small, whatever helped them better their lives. And so we had Tony and Moses Lake, Terry and Coeur d'Alene, and 2 veterans in our Supportive Services for Veteran Families program. So we had the Achiever of the Year Award, Jeff, down in Lewiston, Idaho, and we also had Jack, who won the Founders Award, also in Lewiston, Idaho. One of the big awards, so this award recognizes a participant that was in one of our programs, and he's graduated. So our Graduate of the Year Award is Jose and Moses Lake. Also during Goodwill Week, we celebrated some of our Community Partner Awards, which are the Community Business Partner Award. This award recognizes partners who have helped us uplift our mission, kind of like they work with us to either help with retail ops or e-commerce, or maybe it's something retail related, and that was Darren Crossman of Colville. And then we had 3 Mission Partner Award winners, the Salvation Army of Lewiston, Healthcare for Homeless Veterans in Spokane, Bonnie Rodriguez of OIC of Washington, and Moses Lake. We also had 2 Employer of the Year awards. So part of Goodwill's mission is to help people get employed. And so that's either with their case managers, helping them look for a job, and or it could be helping them at their job location. And 2 of our Employers of the Year are Wendy's on North Division in Spokane, Washington, and AMB Foods in Lewiston, Idaho.
Congratulations. To all of our participant and partner award winners. We're so glad that you are a part of the Goodwill family.
Hey, hey. Nothing says Goodwill Week like an air horn. DJ
right.
Hope in the house.
Ooh, all right. Switching up our gears a little bit. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, and at Goodwill, we believe that mental well-being is just as important as physical health, especially in the workplace. And at Goodwill, we are proud to offer tools like Support Link to our team members and their families, giving them access to free and confidential support. Whether it's stress, anxiety, or just needing someone to talk to, resources like these can make a world of a difference.
And for the community, we encourage everyone to check in with yourself and the people around you. A simple, how are you really doing, can open the door to a life-changing conversation. Strength isn't just about pushing through. Sometimes strength looks like reaching out.
And speaking of Mental Health Awareness Month, we actually have a very special guest with us today. His name is Brian Stanfill. Brian is the Director of Behavioral Health and Wellness here at Goodwill Industries. And we are so glad that he is here with us today because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So let's take some time to pause, check in with ourselves, and talk openly about something that affects all of us, our mental health. Brian, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is my 3rd May at Goodwill, and the 2nd time we've had an opportunity to kind of focus on mental health awareness, which I didn't know started in 1949.
Oh, wow.
It seems...
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. That kind of surprised me because we know about the stigma and concerns that are around mental health, but in the middle of the 20th century, people were starting to realize there's this aspect of wellness and health that doesn't have to do with a runny nose or a broken bone, and kind of looking more holistically about how everything sort of works together, about how we feel and our satisfaction in life, really.
Yeah. Looking less inward here and more inward up here.
Yeah.
Let's jump in. First, I'd love to ask you, what does Mental Health Awareness Month mean to you, and why is it important for our community?
I'm obviously biased. You know, I've been in the mental health field for longer than I care to admit. I mentioned the stigma, and I think that in certain circles, we've come a long way. Some people may have heard the phrase, it's okay to not be okay. But I think in a fast-paced culture where, especially when kind of production and output and accomplishment is really valued, we can lose sight of the things that are going on for us. And I think I referenced physical health versus mental health a minute ago. If I'm bleeding, I have a clear indication that something's wrong. The body sends us pain and bruises and strains and all these things. It's a little trickier when it's what's in our heads. It certainly does affect some physical aspects of our body, but it's an important piece of who we are. We can't separate it. Sort of like, our vital organs are always with us. Some aspect of who we are and the space that we take in the world is always with us. And I've really been focused on it more since the pandemic really kind of created, put all of us into some kind of situation.
Yeah.
It kind of was in some ways a bit of an equalizer. It didn't matter what your background was. The whole world had changed, and in the interim, the whole world has continued to change in ways that we know are very challenging and really dragging down this sense of satisfaction and contentment in life. It's more important than ever to be aware of our mental health and how it's affecting how we feel and how we interact with the people around us.
Yeah, I think the way that the world has operated, even just in the last 5 years, it's like the dial has shifted really heavily towards people focusing on what's going on up here in my mind. And not just currently, but even taking a look at how they were raised and how where they came from has affected who they are now and the way that they respond to the changes and the things that have been happening in the world. It's a really important reminder to take a step back, breathe, and seek help this month. A lot of us want to support the people around us, but we might not always know how. I'm wondering, what are some signs that you can provide that someone might be struggling with their mental health, and how can we be there for them?
One of the most important things is to challenge ourselves to be comfortable to ask questions and check in with people. Sometimes that feels risky or feels invasive, but we all know what it's like to be around someone who maybe seems off. And some of the ways that they might seem off might be a sudden change in their mood or their attitude. I mentioned that physical and mental health are connected. So chronic physical health conditions, it's kind of a chicken or egg thing. Like that if you're not feeling well physically, it's hard to feel good mentally. Also, if you're not feeling good mentally, your body responds to that, and immune responses happen, and just this general sense of fatigue or tiredness, loss of focus, and a change in work performance, something that we might see, with our coworkers here, an increase in substance use, and that can be a really tricky thing because that's really personal in nature, and people don't want if they're struggling with that, they don't want that to be kind of paraded around. But it's something that that I'm in conversation with leadership here at Goodwill, both on the retail side and the WFS side. It's just about we know that people are struggling with that, and in our communities, walk around, drive around, and you see that. So we're in the process of trying to figure out what can we do about that within Goodwill as an employer who wants to support people's wellness, but also respect their privacy and their own process. Yeah, if you know somebody who is obvious signs of emotional distress, just someone who is more irritable, or more sensitive, you might hear a change in the way that they talk, the things that they say, and sort of with both mental health in general and kind of personal safety concerns, no one has gotten depressed because they were asked if they were depressed or struggling, and no one has become suicidal because someone said, hey, that comment that you made, how serious were you about that? One of the things that has happened in the last couple of years that's still trying to gain some traction is 988, which is a national system akin to 911 that most of us, all of us, have kind of grown up with. So 988 is more for kind of interpersonal and mental health crises. You can call and be connected to resources without sending, it's not going to send law enforcement or even the fire department. And each community has a network of, you call 988 and you talk to someone who is able to connect you to local resources, and if things are really, if safety and is a big concern, and then they help facilitate what would maybe be a more typical 911 type of call. But I'm trying to, as much as possible, just get people thinking 988, 988, 988. And if you call 988, oftentimes you will be given options for sort of specific avenues. For example, if you're a veteran or if you're a person in a marginalized community. And there's often also teen access. And a lot of it can even be done through text. So I think if someone has lots of apprehension about walking up and saying, "Hey, I need help," there's ways to do that that are kind of less intimidating and possibly even like completely anonymous. There's chat lines and different places that you can kind of plug into where you can make up a name if you want, and that they're okay with that, because the whole goal is like, let's just get people talking and know that all of us are going through quite a bit. Some of us are going through a bit more, and I think there's a lot of chaos in the world, but when we all take a breath and look around, the vast majority of us are willing and able to just be there for somebody and to listen to them and be present. It's you don't have to have a cool toolbox or have the exact right thing to say to someone. It's just showing up and saying, I'm here, and how are you?
Brian, thank you so much for joining us. These reminders to take care of our mental health are truly so important, and I do hope that all of our listeners have been encouraged to check in with themselves and with others around them this month.
You know what you guys talked about, that really, it hits deep. It's close to home about mental health, because, I feel like it's still one of those things that people are getting more and more comfortable talking about.
Yeah.
But it always takes that first step of not just saying I'm fine, but like actually really connecting with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Being willing to get over that barrier of like shame and even just, sometimes it's just some uncomfortability.
And you never know what you're going through. It could be exactly what somebody else is going through. And then together.
Yeah, that's the importance of sharing stories.
Mm-hmm.
I know that full well in the job that I do. It's important to share stories because it encourages other people who are going through things similarly to reach out for help. You know, people
you're not the only person.
Yeah, people who come to the programs here that need help with simple things, even like the HIM program, who provides something as quick and as easy as housing needs, like cleaning products and blankets, pillows, things for your house, things that people might not have access to, and they might be a little embarrassed about it.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Yeah, nope, you're not alone.
You know what else is not alone in the month of May?
Who? What? When?
It's also Military Appreciation and Memorial Day.
Oh, that was the wrong one. I thought that was like a... I didn't realize that was...
Hope's real passionate about Military Appreciation Month.
Disappointing trombone. I thought it was like uplifting trombone.
You know what? At Goodwill, we're proud to support veterans and military families year-round through programs that help with job placement and skills training. And through our Supportive Services for Veterans Family program, aka SSVF, we help veterans who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless to find housing. We want to take this time to thank every veteran, active duty service member, and military family member listening today. Your dedication, sacrifice, and service inspires us.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
And as we approach Memorial Day, we pause to honor the brave men and women who gave their lives in service to our country. Many of our team members have personal connections to the military, and this time of reflection is deeply meaningful to us all.
Thank you also, Michelle, because Michelle is a veteran.
And thanks to Dean. Dean is Hope's,
My beau,
her beau,
my sweetums,
her schnookums. They,
my sugar pie
not
honey
to call
bun.
them out, they were the military family of the night the other day at the Spokane Chiefs game during the playoffs.
Yes, and it was an amazing game and such an amazing moment. Could be right there on the ice watching it all happen.
Military family of the
Couldn't
night.
picked better seats. It was so cool.
Let's end with a success story from one of our programs.
That's right. This month's Spotlight story is about Jennifer. She was a part of our Housing and Essential Needs program, and she has an incredible story of life change through the HEN program. When Jennifer came to the HEN program, she didn't know how she was going to pay her next month's rent. She was stuck in a time of really hard struggle, and everywhere she looked for help just didn't work. She said that she was 1 foot away from being homeless again. She had also been let down too many times by organizations who were offering help, and she had lost trust in the systems. Jennifer was also scared and really angry about life and with herself. She said that she felt like a complete failure, and time after time she was denied access to Social Security assistance and was just left feeling more helpless than helped. That's when she turned to Goodwill and the Housing and Essential Needs program. Coming to Goodwill for help wasn't easy for her, though, because she was really scared. Could she trust Goodwill to help her when so many others had failed her? Would they judge her need for help? But she faced her fears. After a few phone calls with her new HEN case manager, it was time to meet in person, and her experience was so much better than ever before.
Jennifer thought her new case manager was amazing. She felt taken care of and informed. The case manager told Jennifer about all the things the HEN program could provide while she was in the program, like a supply of household items every month. Jennifer's case manager was always ready to answer her calls and help her, which helped Jennifer build trust since she never felt ignored or let down. Even after Jennifer was graduated from the HEN program, her case manager was still there to talk if she needed help. Jennifer was still denied Social Security assistance, so she was struggling financially. So Jennifer's case manager encouraged her to apply for jobs. Since she was familiar with the Housing and Essential Needs program, she started by applying for a HEN case manager role at Goodwill. She wasn't eligible for the position, but the experience of applying and going to an interview gave her the confidence she needed to apply for other jobs. So she did. And 2 years later, she is still working from home as a customer service representative with the same company.
And this job has helped Jennifer be able to afford to buy a car and maintain a home. She said that she is no longer on any public assistance. She pays all of her bills as a productive member of society. And even though she still faces barriers in life, she is enjoying the feeling of being off public assistance. She said, "I can hold my head high now. I have pride in what I do for a living, and I am not on a fixed income anymore. When I didn't have confidence in myself, my Housing and Essential Needs case manager did. If it wasn't for her faith and confidence in me, I wouldn't be where I am today." As a reminder to anyone listening who might need help, Goodwill is here to help. If you or someone you know needs housing assistance or essential household needs, they can reach out to Goodwill's Housing and Essential Needs program. The essential needs are given out Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 to 4 p.m. and Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at our downtown offices at 130 East 3rd Avenue in Spokane. You can also find out more by calling the Housing and Employment Resource Line at 509-462-0518.
What was that number again?
509-462-0518.
Or you could find all of this information in our Good Bits section below.
Woohoo!
Well, that's it for this episode of What's Good, Goodwill. That's it. Ha! There was so much. So thanks for joining us as we honored Goodwill Week, prioritized mental health, and showed gratitude to our military heroes, and a special story of how Goodwill is changing lives in the Inland Northwest.
As always, if you liked this episode or loved it,
I loved it.
Be sure to share it with a friend and follow us so that you never miss what's happening in the Goodwill world. We want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of What's Good, Goodwill.
Stay tuned for more episodes where we deep dive into the ways Goodwill is creating opportunities in Eastern Washington and North Idaho. More inspiring spotlight stories from our program participants and more bad dad jokes coming your way.
If you would like to stay connected and keep up with all of the amazing work that's happening, be sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and even Pinterest. Just search for Goodwill Industries of the Inland Northwest or Goodwill INW.
Remember, every donation, every purchase, and every action you take with Goodwill makes a real difference in our community. Until next time, keep doing good, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Michelle, do you want to tell us some dad jokes?
No, I don't want to tell dad jokes. I'm not a dad. But
Tell us jokes that dads would tell.
okay. I have a few dad jokes that are out of this world funny. Are you ready for the first?
I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready for all this jelly.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
I did. I want to go. Is it like the Luna restaurant? You know, there's a Luna restaurant here in Spokane. Is it like that one? It's called Luna.
Does it have great food but no atmosphere?
Oh. Which one is it?
Shout out to Luna. They have amazing atmosphere.